got a legitimate question for Greg, if you can allow me.
Just real fast, I just want to ask one more thing. Gareth Green, who's been throwing in money a lot, thanks very much. But he actually just asked for $10, Greg, why does it matter if people flourish or self-actualize or not? Why does it matter what happens to people? You are not a collectivist, but you still regard people as objects.
It matters to every one of us if we lead a good life and if we're happy. That's the meaning of all of our choices. Now, we may be deeply mistaken about what leads to happiness, and that's what makes it possible for people to come in and correct us. But there are certain objective conditions that will make people happy. We can be right about that or wrong about that. If we're wrong, we need to be corrected.
How about liberty as a precondition? Liberty is a precondition for happiness? Liberty as a precondition for happiness?
No, I don't believe liberty is a precondition for happiness. I believe liberty is a useful thing, but
I do have like a question about this, right? What happens if people start living your country after you instated your laws and people go like, okay, I don't want to live in the United States anymore, and so many of them leave that it starts hurting the economy and the people who stay there?
Tear down that wall, Mr. Gorbachev.
I wouldn't build a wall. In fact, I would give liberals and free market types first-class tickets to whatever degenerate drug
okay, but what happens? All right, no, what happens when you have a situation like in Romania, where only the elderly remain behind, and the people who can't work but they're old and they need help, right? So your society starts to crumble economically. Other foreign nations starts trying to invade, and they're trying to conquer your land. What do you do if more people keep leaving?
Well, actually, I think that what would happen if we created a white nationalist society, a pro-white society with sensible paternalism, like I envision, is we would have a flourishing society. One of the things that we would make.
Okay, no, I understand.
And there would be people with lots of kids.
But people are
raising
leaving.
Their kids.
What do you do? Okay.
By the way, guys, V, you keep interrupting. Greg Johnson is a good speaker. No, but he's giving long answers, and I want to hear them. So just take the habit that when you ask a question, leave him space and then come back. So, Greg, if
more brief. Yeah, but I think a central feature of any kind of pro-white policies is going to be affordable family formation, creating communities that are free of junkies and child molesters and tranny freaks and blue-haired cat ladies and the other kinds of people that make life uncomfortable for people who want to raise kids and educate them in a decent way. And I think that there would lead to a baby boom amongst normal, decent white people, and that we would not have these demographic problems that we're facing now under your liberal utopia, where people have lots and lots of freedom to lead essentially meaningless lives. And when they die alone with their cats, and all of their junk that they've accumulated is just sold off. That's the kind of meaningless life that's led to by this cult of freedom that we have today, where people essentially become lonely and isolated and accomplish nothing and leave nobody behind. I think that's a dystopian horror, and that's the dystopian horror crafted by liberalism.